Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 397 based on novel. So let's start. Old man, I haven't seen you for a long time. Beside Xu Xiao, a grey-haired old man with red arms easily stopped the mistress Jadestaff, turned his head to speak to the mistress, and there was a strong voice in his voice. It has a strong desire to fight, and its eyes are staring at the latter like a violent beast, and the comer is not good. This guy. Seeing this, Xiao Yan and Su Shuiying couldn't help but look at each other. It was obvious that they could smell an extremely tyrannical oppression from the old man. Seeing that there was nothing in the two coffins behind Xu Xiao, they immediately also understand what. That kind of breath is also reincarnation. The 8-star Dozian perfection flame peak in the Yang clan, and the supreme elder Yang Yang. It seems that the genius of the Soul Palace for nearly 1,000 years is none other than you. At this moment, the mistress's eyes narrowed slowly, a touch of indifference, the terrifying aura of doubt swept across the square like a stormy wave, and the surprise at the Soul Palace Xu Xiao reached the extreme in the voice. Even in the ancient times, there was absolutely no one person in the Soul Palace who could control so many means, not to mention Xu Xiao's actions today, which were undoubtedly self-defeating. The 8 major races in ancient times, except for the Xiao clan, the remaining 7 major races, the patriarchs and even the elders in the clan, their strengths are only 7-star fighting immortals or even 8-star fighting immortals, and these guys have a long heritage. It is also because of the ancient races. Some powerhouses who have reached the reincarnation or the 8-star Dozian perfection will be promoted to the supreme elder in their respective clans and enter the forbidden areas of their respective clans to retreat. Unless the race is destroyed, they will not be able to do so. Will show up easily. Elder Taishang is the real strategic powerhouse among these noon. This is also the restriction imposed on the ancient races by the Duty Continent's law enforcers. After all, if the reincarnation power is strong, once he does it, it may cause an uproar. Of course, these are the secrets of the 7 ancient races, and only those with high morals and respect know about them. Feng Wana. I haven't seen you for 10,000 years. I didn't expect you to end up like this because of the tribulation of reincarnation. At this moment, the old man Yang Yang beside Xu Xiao had a hint of vicissitudes in his voice, and he spoke from here. The tone of. It seems that the two of them have known each other for a long time. Humph, old man Yang Yang, how can you call the name of this seat at will? Feng Wana's hunched figure stood up slightly, and a trace of anger immediately emerged. Actually, I'm curious as to why the relationship between your guardians and the Xiao clan broke up. Yang Yang, the supreme elder of the Yang clan, was not in a hurry and continued to speak. You're courting death. Being so provocative by this old guy, countless white energy ripples suddenly appeared on Feng Wana's palm, and when she squeezed her palm, a force capable of crushing everything was directed at the latter. Blast away. Wong buzzing. For a time, the situation on the square changed, the void was directly frozen and solidified, and a conspicuous ice shackles filed out, and the aura that erupted on the way was truly suffocating. Forget it, I have long wanted to compete with the first guardian, but unfortunately mine was not worth mentioning in your eyes. But now, it's not what it used to be. Today, I'll let you know that the defeat of your guardian's men is enough to make you look up. Yang Yang's voice just fell, and countless flames swept out of his body like a tide, instantly rendering his white hair into a spooky brown. Brown hair, surrounded by brown flames, set off the power of the Yang clan supreme elder Yang Yang to the extreme. Reincarnation. And by no means is to touch reincarnation, but to truly step into reincarnation. The strength of this seat is profound and subtle, but it is not comparable to your reincarnation. Since you dare to break into this place, let this seat stay here forever. Feng Wana's beautiful eyes flickered with a trace of icy cold murderous aura that could even freeze human souls. Staring at Yang Yang, the temperature above the entire square plummeted, like a 10,000-year cold cave slowly taking shape. Boom. Just by being stared at by Feng Wana, the void around Yang Yang was instantly shrouded in ice and imprisoned. Countless ice fragments emerged from the void around Yang Yang, and then they all exploded at Yang Yang's key points. Shoot away. Crack. Countless ice strands containing the power of ancient and mysterious reincarnation are enough to destroy the sky and the earth, but when piercing Yang Yang's body, this guy's body was riddled with holes and was about to fall completely. Those attacks and wounds healed in an instant. How is that possible? At this moment, Xiao Yang and Su Shuiying frowned. This immortal magic technique exhibited by Xu Xiao could actually work on the reincarnation powerhouse. Moreover, as the supreme elder of the Yang clan, Yang Yang's strength is probably enough to rank in the top 3 among the Yang clan. How did this guy steal his corpse? And how to bless the undead sorcery on it? You must know that Shu Shaoke is only the power of the initial stage of the 8-star fighting immortals. It seems that you came prepared. Seeing such a strange phenomenon on Yang Yang's body, the calmness on Feng Wanna's face also slowly disappeared, replaced by a rare dignified look. His strength had already stepped into the 3rd-level reincarnation, but when he crossed the 4th-level reincarnation, he failed to transcend the calamity. Heavy layers. Otherwise, the immortal fighter would have endless lives. If it wasn't for the failure of transcending the tribulation, Feng Wanna wouldn't be so old. But now Yang Yang is only a reincarnation, but in the case of his own dark disease, he can easily deal with it. But if this guy has such a strange undead body, I am afraid even if it's Feng Wanna, and there's nothing she can do. This kind of power is unheard of. Even with Feng Wanna's experience, there are only a few people in the entire Great Thousand World who know how to control the immortal body, and it is impossible for these people to control them anyway. It seems that something is wrong. There seems to be a vague connection between Shu Shao and the dark red coffin, as well as these two guys. Is it an illusion? When the two were at a stalemate, Xiao Yang's soul power and eyes were looking at Shu Shao, who was protected by an 8-star Doshin perfectionist. At this time, Shu Shao looked quite strange. A rare blood color flashed all over his body, and on his illusory forehead, there was an evil blood pattern that seemed to originate from ancient times, swallowing countless powers. At the same time, the bloodlines covered with countless blood-colored words trembled slightly. Every tremor would have a faint connection between the two coffins. In those words, there was a power that Xiao Yang hated extremely. Xiao Yang. Su Shuiying also saw that the current situation was extremely difficult to understand, and immediately made a low voice. Sigh, it's really troublesome. Xiao Yang sighed softly, venting out the overwhelming soul power. Xiao Yang knew that between public and private, Feng Wanna was the first guardian, and he must help, and once they were defeated, I am afraid Shu Shao would not let him go. Exactly, the new hatred and the old hatred are counted together here today. This time, no matter what, he couldn't let Shu Shao go. Xiao Yang always felt that the threat of Shu Shao was more terrifying than anyone in the Soul Palace. In the square, the black stones floated slowly, and the mysterious power of the mysterious permeated slightly. In the vagueness, a faint gleam of luster emerged. It seemed to be laughing at everything in the world, and it seemed to be despising everything. That kind of power, it can be said that it has surpassed reincarnation too much. The terrifying seal formation outside the black stone, if it is rashly lifted without Feng Wanna's guidance, I am afraid that even the strong reincarnation can only end in ashes after touching it. After all, although the sealing formation seems to be transparent, it's the power contained in it is enough to destroy the heavens and the earth. Get ready, I will stop the 8-star Dozian perfect powerhouse for 3 breaths for you in a while, and the rest can only be left to you. Please. After the matter is over, I will tell you everything you know. While the mistress Feng Wanna and Yang Yang were confronting, Su Shuiying's soul voice transmission said to Xiao Yang, and the girl bit her silver teeth for a while. Obviously when he said these words, the pressure greatly increased, but in order to resolve the current situation, he could only bite the bullet. But when he said these words, Su Shuiying's prejudice against Xiao Yang had been reduced to a minimum. After all, the number of guardians is quite small, and most of the high-level powerhouses are now in retreat. If the mistress fails, not only will the things they guard be completely lost, but they are also unable to escape bad luck. No need. Xiao Yang looked at Su Shuiying with great interest, looked at the black flames in her body, shook her head and said, that kind of flames are quite strange. Xiao Yang can't say how strange it is, but it really makes Xiao Yang feel a moving expression. Plus this girl's strength is only 6-star fighting immortal. Xiao Yang does not want her to die in vain. You. Su Shuiying heard the words, her beautiful eyes shrank tightly, and she couldn't help but let out a coquettish snort. She was stomped by Xiao Yanqi, and she obviously had a trace of anger. This Xiao Yang is not only a rude person, but also a guy who speaks eloquently. That guy is a complete powerhouse of the 8-star Dozian. This Xiao Yang does not think about himself, but also thinks about the Xiao clan. Now there are only a few descendants of the Xiao clan. Is this guy still so arrogant? Su Shuiying really wanted to slap Xiao Yang to death. How could she be so stubborn? Is it because of my misunderstanding of him just now? Doesn't he know that there is only hope in life? Although the 2 holy flames in your body are tyrannical, it is extremely difficult to suppress and fuse them with brute force. Now they are resisting each other, and it seems that the black flames have not been completely refined by you. If you use it so rashly, you will leave behind extremely traumatic. As for this guy, Although it's tricky, it's still not difficult for me. That's right, I'll let you see my true strength. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, his figure moved quickly like a ghost, and shot directly at Xu Xiao. Divine scorching arrogance spread out. At this moment, Su Shuiying didn't speak or move, she just squeezed lightly with her palm. What Xiao Yang just said was indeed the biggest difficulty she was facing now. Humph. Yang Feng, grab him for me. Seeing this, Xu Xiao was still maintaining the bloodlines on his forehead. In the middle stage of the 7-star fighting immortals, there are all kinds of holy flames. Among the few remaining descendants of the Xiao clan, you can be regarded as an extraordinary existence, but that's all. In the past, your seniors of the Xiao clan suppressed our Yang clan. Today, let your junior repay some. Seeing this, Yang Feng frowned, and a bright red flame slowly emerged from the depths of his body, burning faintly. That kind of power was enough to easily wipe out Xiao Yang completely. The 8-star Doxian perfection level is really strong, but I don't have any exercises to play with you right now. Darkness. Xiao Yang's figure moved at a high speed, and immediately a hidden brand flickered on the palm of his hand. In an instant, a huge black shadow flashed out of nowhere behind Xiao Yang, and the huge body seemed to cover the sun. Most of the square is completely shrouded. At the same time, the mysterious dark power of dark power formed 2 incomparably sturdy dark clothes around Xiao Yang and the dark underworld, which were extremely dark and carried endless gloom. Obviously, in the face of the true 8-star Doxian consummation, even Xiao Yang must go all out, otherwise, with the current Xiao Yang, there is no way to fight back. 8-star Doxian perfection powerhouse is so terrifying. Dark creature. Looking at the behemoth that suddenly appeared beside Xiao Yang, except for Xu Xiao, several others exclaimed at the same time. The exclamations of these people, especially the surprised voice of the mistress Feng Wana, were the loudest. Darkness and the underworld have an inevitable connection, and at the beginning, even she was not very clear about the relationship between the Xiao family and the underworld. Now, she can't help but have some doubts about Xiao Yang's identity, but it is due to the prestige of Yang Yang in front of her. It didn't happen. Get away from me. Yang Feng was surprised at first, and in the blink of an eye, the bright red flames on his body turned into an extremely cold flame machine gun. As soon as the voice fell, Yang Feng stomped his footsteps suddenly, and burst out with the help of the anti-shock force of the ground. The majestic fighting chi in the body became hot, like a violent eruption crater. The tip of the gun flashed coldly, directly facing the dark underworld warrior assassinated and left. That kind of aura is extremely terrifying. The dark underworld master didn't say much, and looked at Xiao Yang. His huge body suddenly lifted up, and dark ripples appeared, directly stepping on Yang Feng and Xu Xiao's place. Instead, Xiao Yang at this time, Fenju and Sheng Yang were mobilized in the body, a terrifying energy that moved the world, slowly brewing. Boom. In an instant, the void collapsed, and the world changed color. Countless dark ripples flashed with extremely cold killing intent like sharp blades. Flame gun. Seeing this, Yang Feng even released a sneer on the corner of his mouth. The musket on his palm shook, and countless sharp flames rushed out along the flame gun, directly kicking the sky with the dark underworld. Collision together slam. Without any unnecessary fluctuations, the 2 attacks just touched. The space above the entire square trembled directly, and the scalp-tingling distortion became stronger and stronger. In the blink of an eye, a flame spread out from the center of the battle between the 2, and then suddenly penetrated down the pitted ground. Under the gazes of several people, the extremely solid square ground was actually smashed by this violent force. A crack of hundreds of meters in size appeared, and the sound of a rock bursting was extremely harsh. Try this. When the dark underworld was faintly falling behind, the amber flame changed from flame to liquid and burst out from Xiao Yang's body. After a while, a tiny lotus seed shone with 5 colors of luster. Slowly prostrate in front of Xiao Yang. At this moment, the explosive energy in the square suddenly quieted down, and Yang Feng and the dark underworld were directly dispersed. This guy. Seeing Xiao Yang sweating profusely with a very solemn expression, Su Shuiying couldn't help biting slightly at the corner of her mouth when she saw the weak lotus seeds in front of him that could kill everything. You. At this moment, seeing the level of attack in front of Xiao Yang, Feng Wan's aged body was suddenly touched, and an extremely terrifying anger swept out. And me. Although Yang Yang didn't know why Feng Wana was so abnormal, he didn't confront each other. Fall for me. Xiao Yang's heart beat faster, the blood in his body boiled, his scalp couldn't help but almost turned into powder, his body jumped tightly, and in a short while, he smashed the 5-color Buddha's Wrath Samsara directly at Yang Feng. Xiao Yang wanted to see if this so-called immortality magic technique could continue to remain immortal under the fusion of holy flames. Crash! The incomparably hot energy ripples spread across the center of the square, and scenes of heat waves swept across, causing the expressions of several people present to change slightly. How could a kid in the middle stage of the 7-star fighting immortals be able to deliver such a terrifying blow? This level of attack, I am afraid that even if the real 8-star Do Yan faced it in person, it would be horrified. Is that the sacred art in the mouth of the Xiao family? Seeing Xiao Yang's body rising high and the delicate lotus seeds shaking gently on the palm of his hand, Su Shuiying was curious and worried. After a while, she seemed to be doing something. It was decided that the black flame in the body slowly emerged, and its power was slowly soaring. The descendants of the Xiao family are really difficult to deal with. But this way, I like it even more. Flame peak. Sifeng. Looking at Xiao Yang's posture, he slowly stood up in the sky like a mansion that despised all living beings. On Yanfeng's body, bloodlines appeared uncontrollably, even on his forehead. There are some identical lines on Shu Shao's forehead. Boom! A deafening voice resounded throughout the square, and then behind Yangfeng, 4 huge mountains of profound flames suddenly appeared. The Flame Soul Mountain is incomparably huge, each of which has a size of thousands of feet, and even countless mysterious and extremely flamboyant blessings, which set off its breath and strength to the extreme. Is it fairy magic? Kill me. After a while, Xiao Yang's eyes narrowed slightly, then his body suddenly tightened, and he directly projected the 5-color fire lotus at Yangfeng. The 5-color fire lotus pierced the sky and slowly fell. The incomparable power made one couldn't help being impressed. However, when the 4 flaming soul mountains appeared behind Yangfeng, the whole world was suddenly quiet, and countless heaven and earth energies were on it. After the cage passed, the whole square trembled for a while. Boom boom boom. 5-color lotus, Buddha's wrath wheel, slaughtering ghosts and gods. Xiao Yang snorted coldly. The 2 attacks completely touched each other, and his expression became solemn. Yang Feng and others were originally dead people. Now that they were resurrected by Shu Shao using sorcery, their internal strength has recovered to their peak, and they even have a very strange undead body. The most important thing is to obey Shu Shao. Order. Boom. After a long stalemate between the two, it turned out that Xiao Yang's 5-color lotus seeds could only be forced to dissolve under the enormous pressure of the 4 energy fire soul mountains. Circles of fire arcs of different colors, like the most splendid fireworks, bloom directly here, and the entire space is burned by such a hot holy flame, twisted and shattered. Crash. The seemingly ferocious attack turned out to be evenly matched in the end, but a small cluster of 5-color flames touched Yanfeng's body, causing the numerous dense pores on his body to enlarge a lot in an instant. And in those pores, there is actually a trace of faith and endless soul power. I am afraid that the undead magic has a vital connection with this place. It seems that I really underestimate you. The fusion of several holy flames, even if such means are put into your Xiao clan, it is still a rare existence. But unfortunately you don't have that chance. Death to this old man. Just as the 2 attacks dissipated, Yang Feng ignored the obvious scars on his body, and smiled faintly. The smile contained endless killing intent. Even in the middle stage of 7-star fighting immortals, he has such ability. If he is allowed to grow up, even he is a little afraid of his future potential. Yanfeng's gaze immediately focused on Xiao Yang, and his figure moved as fast as a ghost, unexpectedly bypassing the dark underworld and shooting towards Xiao Yang. This beast. Seeing this, Xiao Yang couldn't help but curse it secretly. However, Xiao Yang now has a lot of understanding of this immortal sorcery. With his strongest blow just now, the 5-color Buddha's anger reincarnation tried to obliterate Yangfeng, but in the end, he only left countless conspicuous scars on his body, although those scars were slowly healed under the action of undead magic. But the speed of healing and the time required are much more time-consuming than before. If Xiao Yang controls the immortality and the immortal magic technique in front of him, then it is clearly one heaven and one underground. The immortality and immortality under Xiao Yang's control are even superior. As long as there is a breath or residual power, it is possible to achieve immortality in the true sense. However, the so-called immortality seems to have a certain limit in front of this sorcery. The guy is going to fall, of course, if he wants to break this limit. With Xiao Yang's current strength, it is not enough. The strongest blow has just been cast, and there is still a lot of power left. Little bastards. After the blink of an eye, Yang Feng's old body flashed directly in front of Xiao Yang. The terrifying speed and the extremely tyrannical pressure actually made Xiao Yang's breathing become dignified. 8-star Dozian's perfection level strength, coupled with the blessing of undead magic, I'm afraid this guy's battle is comparable to reincarnation. Xiao Yang, get out of the way. At this critical moment, not far behind Xiao Yang, an eager and light voice emerged. This is. Seeing this, Xiao Yang's body trembled, a flicker distanced himself from Yang Feng, and immediately looked at Su Shuiying. Today's Su Shuiying, whose body was originally white and flawless, almost perfect, was completely filled with black lines, and there was an inexplicable beauty in the invisible, but at the same time, at the wrist, a black flame, like a devil with endless delicacies in the world. He exudes an extremely greedy aura. Seeing Yanfeng's terrifying aura, Su Shuiying clenched her silver teeth and clenched her wrist suddenly. The monstrous fighting spirit and black flames condensed out of her body, and finally condensed directly on this square into a sea of black flames immediately. The jade hand opened and slapped Yang Feng with a slap in the face. The terrifying destructive power and strong wind actually caused the entire sky to be violent, and even the entire square was completely entangled by this scene of black flames. What's going on? 8-star fighting immortal? Looking at this sudden scene, Xiao Yang suddenly discovered that since Su Shuiying's skin was filled with black lines, her strength has soared directly from 6-star fighting immortal to the level of the initial stage of 8-star fighting immortal. Moreover, the black flame in the black sea of fire in front of him actually made the amber flame soul fire in Xiao Yang's body emit a sense of fear. Interesting, at such a young age, he was able to control such holy flames. I clearly remember that this is the flame of the Xiao family's inheritance. I never thought that you guardians would actually guard against the thieves. Surrounded by the black sea of fire, Yanfeng's breath calmed down for a while, not for anything else, just because of the strangeness of this holy flame. The 12th of the holy flame list, the devil flame of the dark night, known as the unquenchable devil fire in the thousands of worlds, is extremely powerful. However, although this holy flame is extreme, it is enough to give the controller unparalleled power. The never-extinguishing demonic fire has never been recorded in any records. What power can be extinguished is the best cover for killing people and fleeing. For a while, Feng Wana and Yang Yang's attacks continued on the entire square. Even in the deep world of reincarnation, the kind of terrifying fluctuations they sent out was shocking. As for the outside world, it was Su Shuiying who cremated the holy flame demon into a sea of fire, completely imprisoning Yang Feng. But at this moment, this battle situation has obviously reached the white-hot stage, and after the rest, the outcome will be announced soon. It's actually the 12th Nether Night Demon Fire. Looking at Yang Feng, who was surrounded by a sea of black flames, Yanfeng's calm face turned gloomy because of this, but Xiao Yang's heart caused an uproar. According to Xiao Yang's understanding, the Dark Night Demon Fire is extremely evil and vicious, because once it is used, it must be nourished with blood, otherwise it will definitely cause backlash. Moreover, this kind of demonic fire is black in color, extremely strange, and it is also known as the demonic fire that cannot be extinguished in the records of the Great Thousand World. Even today's Xiao Yang is palpitated, because even Xiao Yang himself has no way to extinguish this kind of demonic fire. Fire, once it is entangled with it, I am afraid it is extremely difficult. And the ranking is as high as 12, which is enough to be more tyrannical than Xiao Yang's current amber flame soul fire. It is no wonder that he had an uneasy feeling before, Xiao Yang said. Are you all right? Xiao Yang's eyes moved, and he hurriedly came to Su Shuiying's side, trying to support her. After all, she had just launched such a fierce attack, and her breath was rather weak now. Don't touch me, Su Shuiying said weakly. Her face was extremely pale, but her delicate body trembled involuntarily, and she didn't even dare to face Xiao Yang, as if she was afraid of something. Just as Yang Feng said, this holy flame is the fire of the Xiao clan's inheritance, but he was forced to absorb this holy flame in desperation at the beginning, but since it was absorbed and swallowed, that kind of magic fire has been tormenting Su Shuiying. After casting the Dark Night Demon Fire, Su Shuiying's aura and strength have increased a lot, but her perception and control over her body have weakened a lot, and even her sensitivity to blood has become extremely high. The whole body was like a sea of black flames slowly condensing, and in an instant, a black shadow beast was formed in front of it, and it was fighting against Yang Feng with its fangs and claws. Seeing this, the Dark Lord did not hesitate, his palm suddenly raised, and the power of darkness on his body turned into a black light and approached the black flame beast. With a sound, the black flame beast absorbed such a majestic power of darkness, and the whole body became bright, with dark lines condensed on its body. The monstrous magic flame surged, and the beast's palm waved straight, burst out with unparalleled energy. There's no time. Seeing this, Xiao Yang frowned. It was obvious that the collaboration between the Black Flame Beast and the Dark Underworld would only be able to deal with Shun-Chi. As for the other side, the two in the realm of reincarnation, the Mistress Feng Wan's attack, would be resisted by Yang Yang's undead magic every time. You go away. Xiao Yang just finished speaking when he walked towards him. Su Shuiying forcibly endured the traces of black light in her beautiful eyes and trembled. I have a way to break this guy's undead magic. Xiao Yang came to Su Shuiying, and then his eyes suddenly turned to Yang Feng, who was in the sea of black flames and terrifying, and said solemnly, "This kind of magic, immortality, is only relative. Just now, with the power of the fusion of the 5 holy flames, I have already approached the limit of what he can bear, so." Xiao Yang finished speaking, his eyes fixed on Su Shuiying. Every word was very firm. "The way. I disagree. Go away." Su Shuiying gritted her silver teeth, and cyan flames appeared all over her body, trying to push Xiao Yang away with a hint of coldness. "Eat it." Xiao Yang remained motionless. After a while, he directly rolled up his sleeves, exposing his arms, and slowly raised it to Su Shuiying's face, speaking rather plainly. "Xiao Yang." Su Shuiying saw this, but the black light in her pupils seemed to be fatally attracted, trying to control Su Shuiying's last sense of reason, but Su Shuiying couldn't help roaring. "This is the inheritance flame of our Xiao clan. It should still have a trace of the Xiao clan's breath in its body. With the power of the bloodline of my Xiao clan descendants, it should be able to help you solve it completely," Xiao Yang said. "But..." Su Shuiying hesitated for a while. Obviously for Xiao Yang, she also had 5 grains in her heart. The two little dolls really have a lot of crazy ideas, but now, it's over. Just as Xiao Yang was at a stalemate, the black flame beast in the distance was instantly crushed by Yang Feng. As for the dark warrior, the whole body was dark, the shackles shattered directly, and obviously he was seriously injured. The brown flame, like the pink fire that scorched the sky, turned the entire square red, and the cold killing intent contained in Yanfeng's voice was already obvious. "Come on, we're running out of time." Seeing this, Xiao Yang hurriedly shouted, "Tear it." Seeing this, Su Shuiying frowned slightly, and immediately in her beautiful eyes, the glow of black flame completely replaced the eyes, and the black lines all over her body were flourishing. The jade hand slowly supported Xiao Yang's arm, neat and white. Xiao Yang's cherry mouth pointed straight up, as if Xiao Yang's arm contained the most delicious food. Originally Xiao Yang was immune to these levels of pain, but now Su Shuiying's actions are so cute, like a newborn baby absorbing nutrients. Xiao Yang only felt that on his arm, too, a faint void appeared, and immediately above Su Shuiying's icy lips, a trace of black flames followed the meridians in her body, towards the blood of the Xiao family deep within her body. After the breath, the original bloodline in Xiao Yang's body was continuously absorbed by Su Shuiying, and the degree of greed was staggering. "It's almost there." After about to touch Shun-Chi, Xiao Yang frowned, his expression and breath became weak, and he muttered immediately. But Su Shuiying seemed to be addicted to inhalation. Her beautiful eyes were filled with black light, and she actually wanted to devour Xiao Yang's body to the fullest. Now that Su Shuiying has devoured 1/10 of it, is enough to solve the problem between her and Sheng Yang. If there are more, Xiao Yang will probably face an extremely terrifying threat. At the same time, with the loss of with the blood of the source, Xiao Yang's soul was filled with a sense of tiredness. "Thank you." Just when Xiao Yang was about to start to wake Su Shuiying directly, the black light in this girl's beautiful eyes faded, and the aura in her body gradually became quiet, but the black flames continued to entangle. "Lend me your 2 holy flames for the time being," Xiao Yang said coldly, looking at the sky like of death, mocking Yang Feng who was approaching them. Xiao Yang said. At this moment, Su Shuiying did not hesitate at all. The blue and black holy flame crystals were directly separated from the delicate body, and immediately floated towards Xiao Yang. "Amber flame soul fire, undead fire." Xiao Yang snorted coldly, and the amber saint flame crystal and the pale yellow saint flame crystal appeared at the same time. For a time, on this square, there were 4 saint flame crystals. Among them, the amber flame soul fire holy flame crystal is mixed with the fire heart heavenly rock, ghost face soul rock, ethereal ice flame, immortal fire, and even a trace of acacia heartbroken, rounding up to 4 holy flame. In addition to the 3 around 7 holy flames. In the past, in the Great Thousand Worlds, the holy flame, which was almost hard to find, was actually on this small square, and when it shot, it was 7. In an instant, on the square, the wind was surging, the void at the top of the enchantment was violently squirming, and an unprecedented depression swept through all the mountains where the Guardian live. Just like the terrifying scene before the arrival of the real King of Fire, it is clearly like a welcome ceremony in a lava purgatory. The power of the five-color Buddha's wrathful reincarnation is enough to make Yangfeng move, and now with the addition of two holy flames, just a mere Yangfeng, what's the point? It is even possible to completely kill Xu Xiao with the aftermath of this attack. At that time, I am afraid that there will be a lot of useful information about the magic of immortality. However, Xiao Yang's only concern is whether his current power can be completely integrated. After all, the power contained in the seven-colored holy flame may be enough to make Xiao Yang completely fall. The power of the five-color fire lotus has been integrated by Xiao Yang, so the two holy flame crystals, the amber flame soulfire and the immortal flame, are decorated with extremely mysterious techniques. The incomparably gigantic flame web blasted away directly at Yangfeng. Although this kind of power could not cause damage to Yangfeng, it was enough to buy enough time for Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang took a deep breath and immediately held the two holy flames that emerged from Su Shuiying's body on top of both hands. The 12th Nethernight demon fire, black in color, looks like a ghostly shadow, a demon that specializes in coveting and devouring humans. On the other side, the 24th ranked Yuqing Wan Hanyan, a combination of ice and flame, is quite similar to the bone spirit coldfire in the past. Holding both hands tightly, a stern wave of evil intentions and a bone-chilling aura emerged from Xiao Yang's hands at the same time. Although this is borrowing fire, even if the master of the two holy flames acquiesced, there is more or less a load and resistance, but it is not difficult for Xiao Yang, who has a burning determination. Fengju. Xiao Yang knew that time waits for no one, and Xiao Yang didn't have this leisurely interest to sense anything. Deep inside his body, Fengju, which surpassed the seven great divine arts, started to operate, and at the same time, a trace of strange and mysterious power, released, and immediately two flames, suddenly quieted down. It seems to be simpler than I thought. Xiao Yang was surprised when he saw this. It has never been so simple before, and he couldn't help but be overjoyed. As for Su Shuiying, she stood quietly in the same place, but Yang Feng was stopped for a while. However, the power on Xu Xiao's body is getting brighter and brighter, and it seems that he is sending a huge amount of power to Yang Yang to cope with Feng Wanna. As for this, he has not put his eyes on it. No matter how tyrannical Xiao Yang is, it is absolutely impossible to break the protection of the 8-star Dozian perfection level. This is his reliance. Since you are so confident, then this time. Xiao Yang said with a smile, watching Xu Xiao concentrate on running the blood pattern into the world of reincarnation, ignoring Xiao Yang's presence. After a short while, when the two holy flames became quiet at the same time, Xiao Yang rolled his palms and tapped lightly. The void in front of him was entangled by profound power to form a vortex of fire arc. With a flick of his song finger, the source of holy flame flowed down and shot directly into it. Wang buzz! Dao Shengyang just came to Xiao Yang's compressed fire arc vortex, and a low muffled thunder sounded, a violent energy, with faint traces of explosion. Sure enough, I haven't merged before. It was a little troublesome for the first time. Xiao Yang frowned, always paying attention to the changes of the two flames in the void. After a while, the black flame directly occupied 2/3 of the arc vortex space, and only a small part was left. Give me a fusion. Watching this scene, Xiao Yang's surging fighting spirit unreservedly displayed. In addition to the neutralization of Fengju, the two flames did not dare to have any resistance. Come over. Melting. This time the fusion of the 12th ranked Saint Flame and the 24th ranked Saint Flame was extremely fast. When the two completely quieted down, the 5 sources of holy flames inside and outside Xiao Yang's body were also thrown together. And go! Boom! In an instant, countless angry thunders suddenly appeared on the entire square. Without warning, a beam of thunder light with a size of dozens of feet descended from the sky, and on the thunder column, there was a touch of Xiao Yang from the sky. The hidden lines that have not been seen before seem to be the catastrophe born from the power of heaven and earth. Heavenly tribulation? How is that possible? After Xiao Yang took back the 5 holy flames and began to fuse them, his pupils shrank suddenly and he lost his voice. One after another thunderbolt vented down, and no matter what the thunderbolt hit, it would be instantly annihilated, and the destructive power was suffocating. Since Xiao Yang began to merge, Su Shuiying has been watching Xiao Yang, not to say that the burning determination in Xiao Yang's body can neutralize Sheng Yang, but she treats Xiao Yang like this. Xiao Yang has helped him several times, so that now Su Shuiying, the hostility towards the Xiao clan in his heart had already been resolved. The two are now more like ordinary friends. Xiao Yang, be careful. After a while, a thunder beam was attacking directly at Xiao Yang's standing position. Su Shuiying hurriedly shouted, and she was very impatient. Not good. Seeing this, Xiao Yang smacked his tongue secretly, but now that he has merged to a crucial step, he cannot move. If he moves, the formation of the 7-color lotus seeds will fall short, and that situation is obviously not what Xiao Yang wants to see. Crack. With a sound, Su Shuiying's delicate body suddenly touched the thunder beam, her breath suddenly weakened, and even her face became even paler, but she forced a smile at Xiao Yang. Obviously this thunder the column was followed by her. At this time, Xiao Yang's eyes were gloomy like a murderous demon who did not blink, and the speed of condensing the 7-colored fire lotus became faster and faster. 7 holy flames, which is really unheard of. But you don't have this chance. Seeing Xiao Yang's bizarre and terrifying attack, Yang Feng was also in a cold sweat. Just now, the 5-color lotus seeds almost destroyed their body and spirit. If the 7-color lotus seeds are successfully brewed, I am afraid. With the injection of majestic fighting qi, the flames of the 7 colors were in their respective corners, and immediately began to merge, and vaguely, it turned out that Yang Feng had a feeling of numbness in his scalp. Inflammation. Wan Yang Earth Lock. Seeing Xiao Yang's appearance, the 8-star fighting immortal's complete power on Yang Feng's body came out without reservation, and a chain of tens of thousands of meters of fire wrapped around the entire square, crawling out, even fire in addition to the frightening power above the chain. There is also a trace of extremely weak power. Reincarnation. Humph, good eyesight, but it's still too late. 7-colored fire lotus, explode it for me. Seeing Yanfeng's fierce ultimate move, at the last moment, Xiao Yang didn't care about the perfect fusion, and unleashed the half-fused lotus seeds. As Xiao Yang's voice fell, Yang Feng's pupils shrank tightly, and following the voice, his body couldn't help tensing up, his eyes fixed on an ordinary lotus seed in front of Xiao Yang. The lotus seed is extremely small, only the size of a fist. The lotus has 7 leaves, and in the center of the 7-colored lotus pieces, a lotus seed with a gorgeous color flashes quietly shaking. Colorful colors, the power contained in each color is enough to rival the sky. At this moment, an icy chill that was infinitely close to death finally lingered in Yanfeng's body, and he even had a hunch that under this blow, even if he was wielding the magic of immortality, he would only end up in a tragic end. This video will end here.